Hey everybody, welcome back to Tackle on My Mind. What's on my mind today? Well, my last video I put out, I was giving over what my setup was going to be for our final tackle tournament at the Upper Sandusky Reservoirs. I gave you a list of baits there, even asked questions, what do you think is going to win? That was my setup, kind of based on history of what I thought would help me catch fish for this tournament. After I did that video, I actually had some time and I went and did some pre-fishing. During that time, again going by history, fished a lot of spots where I caught fish using those techniques in the past. Didn't catch any. So I kind of in midstream there while I was fishing that night doing some pre-fishing, I kind of changed my mind. This is a typical Northwest Ohio reservoir, rock lined all the way around the bank and stuff like that, so a lot of riprap. So I just said, well, let's go float all that riprap, kayak around that riprap and throw crankbait. So that's what I did, and I basically kind of reconfigured a plan up in my mind right there that was how I was going to approach the tournament. So I just rigged up some crankbaits. I did rig up a couple of finesse baits just in case that was going to be the case. What ended up happening is just that. I started out throwing a crankbait. I had a Xcite crankbait that wanted to rattle in it. I'll link that down in the description, in the blushing shad color. I ended up getting that hung up on some rocks. It ended up breaking it off. Couldn't get it out, ended up breaking it off, which actually ended up kind of helping me out in the end, because while I was tying on another crankbait, I decided, well, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna, throw out a little Ned rig here, or not a Ned rig, sorry, a Whacky worm, while I'm sitting here along the bank, right along the rocks here, and just let it sit there and soak for a while I'm tying on. And what I was throwing there, so as I was reeling it in, this is the missile baits. Okay, got some bulbous ends on there. They're missile baits, and this is called the 48. And this is in green pumpkin flash. I just got that rigged on a small Whacky rig hook with some fluorocarbon kind of weed protectors there, a little weed guard, helps a little bit. Throwing that on my Cashion Element medium. I've talked about this in that past video, medium spin cast rod here. It's actually their Ned rig rod. With my new Shimano Nexave, I got 10-pound braid on there with an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. So anyway, as I had that in there, kind of just sitting there while I was tying that bait, I tied on my bait and started reeling it in, and sure enough, I hit a nice little 17 and a quarter, I guess it was. Again, you'll see that on the video, 17 and a quarter inch bass, which ended up being my second one of the night. I did catch one on that Xcite crankbait, losing that again. Then I tied on the old KVD 1.5 hard knocker. This is in natural shad color, really like that crankbait. Ended up tossing that around, have that on my Dobyns Fury 705 crankbait rod with an Ardent Apex tournament reel on there. Those were all, I'll put those in the description too. Ended up bringing in a 17 and a half. So stay tuned. I got some video showing these catches, and kind of stay tuned. I'll let you know how I did in the tournament towards the end. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Share it. Leave me some comments. Appreciate you joining me. Stay tuned for some catches. Just keeps tackling on my mind.